Welcome, my friends, to a world where the veil between our world and the spectral realm wears thin. Welcome to the unsettling domain of haunted taverns, those dimly lit corners where spirits linger, forever bound to the earthly plane. Tonight we delve into the chilling history of these shadowed establishments. Places where every creaking floorboard and whispered word could be the work of something not quite living. We've collected 3 terrifying tales from haunted pubs and inns across the globe, stories whispered in hushed tones by those brave enough to speak of them. These are tales of sudden disappearances, of restless spirits, and of ancient curses that linger long after the living have breathed their last. So lock your doors, turn off the lights, and settle in as we uncover the terrifying truth behind these 3 haunted taverns. And if you feel a chill crawling up your spine or a cold breath on the back of your neck, it might not be your imagination. Our first tale takes us to the cobblestone streets of Edinburgh, Scotland, where a centuries-old pub called the Grey Dog Inn stands nestled among a maze of winding alleyways. For generations, locals and weary travelers alike have sought solace within its walls, drawn in by the promise of good company, strong spirits, and the welcoming presence of William, the inn's longtime bartender. William, you see, was a fixture at the Grey Dog. He knew every drink, every song, every story ever told within those walls. He was a master of his craft, always ready with a quick smile, a listening ear, and a perfectly poured pint. He treated every patron like family, and his absence was felt deeply. Because one cold November evening, William vanished. He was last seen closing up the pub, bidding farewell to the last lingering patrons as the clock chimed midnight. The next morning, the inn's owner arrived to find the door ajar, the lights still dimly glowing and an undisturbed layer of frost coating the interior, but no sign of William. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and still there was no trace of the missing bartender. The Grey Dog fell into disrepair, its once warm atmosphere now heavy with the weight of William's unexplained disappearance. Locals whispered of foul play, of secret tunnels beneath the city, and of ancient curses that clung to the very stones of Edinburgh. Then, just as suddenly as he had vanished, William returned. It began with fleeting glimpses, a shadowy figure moving behind the bar, a half-heard laugh echoing through the empty common room, the faint scent of William's favorite pipe tobacco lingering in the air. At first, the rumors were dismissed as the ramblings of drunken patrons, desperate to explain the unexplainable. But as the sightings grew more frequent, more vivid, a chilling truth began to dawn on the people of Edinburgh. William hadn't left the Grey Dog Inn. He was still there, trapped between the worlds of the living and the dead. Now it's said that if you find yourself in the Grey Dog Inn late at night, nursing a pint as the shadows lengthen, you might just encounter the spectral form of William, diligently tending the bar as if no time has passed at all. His movements are said to be fluid, almost dreamlike, his features obscured by the dim lighting and the passing of time. Some claim he's there to finish his final shift, bound to the inn by some unfinished business or a promise made long ago. Others believe he lingers to watch over the establishment he loved, a silent guardian protecting his former domain from harm. Whatever the reason for his spectral presence, one thing remains certain. William, the phantom bartender of the Grey Dog Inn, serves as a chilling reminder that some stories never truly end. Our tale takes us to the windswept shores of New England, where the Drunken Sailor Tavern has stood for centuries, its wooden beams groaning under the weight of time and countless tales. It was a place where sailors and locals gathered to share stories of the sea, their voices blending in a raucous symphony of laughter and boasts. At the heart of this scene sat a grizzled old fisherman named Finnegan.
Finnegan enjoyed simple pleasures, a bottomless mug of ale, a good pipe, and his favourite seat by the fireplace. He was a fixture at the tavern, holding court and spinning yarns that could make even the most seasoned sailor raise an eyebrow. One evening, a dispute broke out in the tavern, as such things often do when alcohol and tempers run high. A group of young sailors picked a fight with old man Finnegan, their words fueled by liquor and arrogance.
Finnegan stood his ground, his weathered face set in a grim line. The argument escalated, fists flew, and Finnegan was struck down, his head hitting the fireplace with a sickening thud. He died there, in his beloved tavern, surrounded by the sounds of the brawl. After Finnegan's demise, the drunken sailor was never quite the same. The laughter seemed less hearty, the stories less engaging, and the air felt heavy with unease. Then the whispers began.
Patrons reported feeling a cold presence near Finnegan's favorite spot, a chill that sank deep into their bones. Glasses would shatter, lights flickered, and the faint scent of pipe tobacco would waft through the air. Patrons who sat in Finnegan's chair reported unsettling events. Some felt a ghostly hand on their shoulder, a cold touch that sent shivers down their spines. Others claimed to hear Finnegan's raspy voice whispering threats.
Finnegan's favorite spot became known as the Cursed Chair, a reminder of the tavern's dark history. The drunken sailor, once a place of warmth, had become a place of fear and unease. To this day, locals and visitors avoid Finnegan's Chair, unwilling to risk the wrath of the vengeful spirit. The drunken sailor stands as a reminder that some spirits, forever bound to the earthly plane, seek only vengeance. Chapter 3. The Blood-Stained Bricks of the Red Lantern. Our final tale takes us deep into the American heartland, to a desolate stretch of highway where a lonely tavern called the Red Lantern has stood for over a century.
It's a place with a sinister reputation, a building steeped in sorrow and soaked in the echoes of dark deeds. Locals whisper of a curse that hangs over the Red Lantern, a curse that has claimed the lives of every single owner, leaving behind a trail of tragedy, despair, and restless spirits.
The curse, it said, dates back to the tavern's early days, when it served as a haven for outlaws, gamblers, and other unsavory characters drawn to the anonymity of the remote location. It was during this time, beneath the dim glow of oil lamps and fueled by cheap whiskey, that a gruesome act took place within the tavern's walls. A robbery gone wrong, a double cross, and a bloodbath that stained the wooden floorboards a deep, unforgiving crimson.
The victims, their souls tethered to the site of their demise, are said to have cursed the very foundations of the Red Lantern, vowing revenge on anyone foolish enough to claim ownership of the blood-soaked establishment.
Over the years, a string of ill-fated proprietors have attempted to break the curse, to cleanse the tavern of its dark history, and transform it into a respectable establishment. One by one, they all met with tragic ends. Some died under mysterious circumstances, their deaths shrouded in rumors of accidents, suicides, or strange illnesses. Others, driven to madness by the relentless activity within the tavern's walls, met their ends in ways too gruesome to recount.
The Red Lantern, it seemed, was determined to claim its due, to feed off the despair and desperation of those who dared to challenge its sinister hold. Each tragedy only served to solidify the tavern's grim reputation, attracting thrill-seekers and paranormal investigators drawn to its dark allure.
Those brave enough to spend a night within the Red Lantern's walls have reported a chilling array of paranormal phenomena. Disembodied whispers seem to emanate from the very walls, their voices cold and filled with malice. Footsteps echo through the empty hallways, their rhythm erratic and unsettling. Objects move on their own, as if manipulated by unseen hands, and the air grows heavy with the suffocating presence of those who perished within the tavern's walls.
It's said that the spirits of the victims, forever trapped within the cursed tavern, are driven by an insatiable thirst for vengeance, their anger and despair seeping into the very fabric of the building.
The Red Lantern stands as a stark reminder that some places are beyond redemption, their histories forever intertwined with tragedy and despair. It serves as a chilling testament to the enduring power of curses and the restless spirits that haunt the shadows of our world. Thank you for joining us on this eerie journey through Haunted Taverns, where the veil between our world and the spectral realm wears thin. We've explored the unsettling stories of the Grey Dog Inn, where a phantom bartender serves drinks to unsuspecting patrons; the Drunken Sailor, where a vengeful spirit guards his favorite chair; and the Red Lantern, where a curse claims the lives of every owner. These tales serve as chilling reminders that some places are forever marked by their dark pasts, their walls echoing with the whispers of restless spirits. So the next time you find yourself in a dimly lit tavern, nursing a drink and listening to stories whispered in hushed tones, remember the tales we've shared tonight. And if you feel a cold spot, hear an unexplained noise, or sense a presence watching you from the shadows, It might just be the spirits of the past reaching out from beyond the grave. Until next time, sleep tight and beware the shadows.